We're on.
Everybody look at the camera, wait.
Hey, welcome to Jody Bush's Community House, where local and regional musicians share their stories about their adventures in the music business. And I'm Jody Bush, and my special guest today is the Glass Prism. Current members are Tommy Verano, Rick Richards, Louis Casa, and Mike Mercury. Thanks for being here, guys.
Hey, good to be here.
Yes.
Okay, today we're going to hear your newest album, Resurrection and Shenandoah's Sessions from 73. I understand you've been together since the 60s, with Mike joining in 2011. Mike, tell us about you joining one of the top bands in the Northeast. How was that?
Well, it was great. I've known them for decades. And when we got together, first thing I did was the concert at the Cultural Center with them. And it was the Resurrection, a rock opera. And we had some other musicians with us and vocalists. We had Nancy Graziano, Lisa Marie Gurley joined us on vocals. Fran Festa played his bass and vocals. I did the keyboards and vocals. And then, of course, Tommy, Rick, and Louie were there. And it was a good time.
That's good. That's what it's all about. And Tommy, tell us about the history of the Glass Prism.
Well, just as quickly as I can.
Check.
The band started in early '60 with George Fox, Steve Bond, and myself. And shortly we brought in Carl Syracuse and Jim Schrader. So the group stayed that way till '66. Steve passed away in a car accident. Jim went away to college. And Rick came in on drums with Augie Cristiano coming in on bass. And that's the beginning of the Glass Prism.
What he said.
That's pretty cool. Rick.
Yes.
Where did the idea about using Edgar Allan Poe come from?
Oh, now that's a story. Augie, the bass player, was reading Edgar Allan Poe. And somehow he really got into this blackbird. Really liked the bird. He put some music together a little bit. He was trying to put something together. And that was the beginnings of The Raven. He brought it to Tom, and he and Tom worked on it. And it ended up to be The Raven, and Augie is the voice.
I'm showing a picture of there's the Raven. I'm showing a picture of the Raven right now. You guys are a couple years younger. Really neat.
Oh, a couple years younger. You're so gracious.
Louis.
Yes,
got a
sir.
question for Louis. Where did the idea to record another Poe album, where would that inspiration come from?
Well, actually, we got involved, or I was involved with a gentleman named Dick Plotkin, who has Deborah Records. And Deborah Records, he's had since the 50s. And he came to one of the concerts at the, I think it was the one at Scranton High School. And he said, do you guys ever think about doing an album? And Tom ran by me, knocked me down, and said, well, sure. And put us in Tom Borthwick's studio, which is Sound Investments up in Old Forge. Mm-hmm. And he and Wiggy, the engineer, did a phenomenal job. And they got us in there, and we did newer renditions of the songs and a couple of new Edgar Allan Poe songs. And that's on Resurrection.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool story. Okay, let's see. Tom, how did the Dick supposedly wanted you to re-record the original album? How does that go?
Yeah, Dick wanted us to do all 11 songs from Poe Through the Glass Prism album. And that sounded like something that we really didn't want to do. So what we did was we compromised. We did 5 of those songs, and we wrote 9 more songs that are on the Resurrection album. So it's rearrangements of some of the songs from the album with some brand new songs. That's what's on Resurrection.
Okay, Mike, what's up first? I think you said The Conquer Worm?
Actually, there's a small short instrumental called Resurrection that they put together, and I think Lisa Marie Gurley had a little vocal thing through it. And other than Rick and Louie and Tom and Augie, that was the only other person that was on that album for that one song. But that's, so you'll hear the little instrumental of Resurrection first, then the Conquer Worm, which Louis sings. That's a fairly good, great song. It was one of the great ones on the first album. And then El Dorado will be next, and Rick sings that. And those two are basically updated remakes of the originals.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play those 3 songs for our audience, and then we'll be right back with more comments. So here we go, guys.
Shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out of their condor wings, invisible woe. Amid the mimic rout, a crawling shape in June, a blood-red thing that writes from out the scenic solitude. It writes with mortal pangs, the minds become its food, and the angels sob at throbbing fangs. fangs, inhuman gore imbued. That motley drama, oh be sure, it shall not be forgot. With its phantom chased forevermore by a crowd that sees it not. Through a circle that returneth in to the self-same spot, and much of madness and more of sin, and the horror, the soul of the plot. Out, out are all the lights, out all and over each quivering form. The curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm. And the angels all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling, affirm that the play is a tragedy, man, and its hero, the conqueror world. A song in search of El Dorado, but he grew old. This night so bold, and o'er his heart a shadow. Where has he found no spot of ground that looks like El Dorado? Sunshine and in shadow, and journeyed long, singing a song in search of El Dorado. But he grew old, this night so bold, and o'er his heart a shadow. There as he found no spot of ground that looks like El Dorado, El Dorado. really right.